What's going on, guys? I am Germ here, coming at you again today with another League of Legends off-season video. Things are getting spicy, things are getting crazy. We've got so much to talk about. More news is coming out pretty much every hour of every day. Rumors, speculations, now some confirmed things, all of that. So we got a lot to talk about. We're going to start by talking today with the biggest news of today so far, which is the fact that Zikz is out as the head coach of TSM, and he's been signed by 100 Thieves already. You know, I thought when Zikz got fired from TSM, thought that was going to be the biggest story of the day. Wasn't sure where he's going to end up. If he's going to end up with a lower level LCS team or a team on the come up or what. Also not sure what TSM's going to do, all that craziness. But then he got signed by 100 Thieves pretty much right away. TSM kind of had to rush out their, thank you Zikz announcement so that 100 Thieves could announce that they were signing him as well. Really exciting and just a lot to unpack, a lot to talk about. So I want to start out by talking about my opinions on the TSM side of things. Obviously, with how everything went down in the middle to end of the summer split, with Peter coming in, kind of taking over as the head coach, Zikz kind of taking a back seat, the writing was on the wall that Zikz was gonna be gone. I don't think anyone's too surprised that he's gone. It was weird, especially after making spring finals, having TL down 2-0. He looked like a really good coach. He looked like he was doing a good job, creative drafts, decent early games. The team was playing really well, kind of overperforming people's expectations, and that's usually a sign of a really good coach. Things obviously went sour in the summer split. A lot of craziness going on behind the scenes in the organization. Major jungler issues led to a lot of things falling apart. Some of that being Zikz's fault, some of that not being his fault at all, and something you can't really put the blame on. Overall, his tenure, his 1 year with TSM, 2 splits, I would say he was a pretty good coach who was thrown into a crazy situation which was pretty hard to succeed in. For whatever reason, maybe he wasn't the right fit, maybe he just didn't do that great of a job, maybe this roster wasn't the right one for him. Things didn't work out, and I don't think that necessarily means Zikz is a bad coach. If you look back to the last couple of years, he didn't have the greatest end with CLG, he didn't have the greatest end with TSM, but he certainly had some highs with TSM, he certainly had some highs with CLG, and I think in the end he is an above average coach, a pretty good coach, a coach that any team would be pretty solid having. There's not a lot of great coaches in NA right now. It's a new thing. People are really starting to develop coaches and staffs and all this stuff more, but there's not a lot of great ones out there. There's not a lot of gems, and I think Zikz is certainly serviceable. I understand why TSM's getting rid of him, and I think he's certainly replaceable, but I think anyone who signs him, and I think 100 Thieves signing him, they're not going to be in a bad spot either. I think this will end up being a really nice move for both parties in this, and I think TSM should end up being okay. As far as TSM, who they're going to get as their next coach, some of the rumors going around are obviously Peter, because he kind of took over and he's been with the organization, done a really nice job in Academy. I'm not sure if he's ready to be the full-time head coach of TSM or if he's even that type of material. He does a really nice job in Academy. He's a really good guy to have as part of your organization, but I don't know if he's a head coach, especially if TSM is going to be signing this mega roster and wants to not only make it to Worlds but do damage at Worlds. I don't know if Peter makes sense there. Some people are talking about Nofi. Maybe he's going to the LPL. Maybe he'll be the next head coach of TSM. That would be kind of crazy. We'll see what happens there. And then I think the most interesting rumor that I've heard, and one that I think could make a lot of sense, is Duke from Splyce. If that Splyce roster and organization is going to kind of be blowing up and their players and coaches are going to be going everywhere, if TSM is able to sign Kabe, and then I think it would make a lot of sense for Duke to come over with him. It would make sense for them to come as a package deal, have some synergy. It would make sense for TSM to get a really solid coach who had his team playing pretty well against SKT at the World Championships, a team that was certainly overmatched in terms of talent. They took a game off SKT and looked decent throughout the series. I think it would make sense, them both coming to TSM. That would really be exciting, and that is the move for TSM that I'm the most excited about, most interested in, and I think the one that makes the most sense. So if Duke does come to TSM, I think they'll be in a solid spot. Looking at this from the 100 Thieves side, I think 100 Thieves fans and the organization should be really excited about this move. This is a guy with a ton of head coaching experience. He has international experience. He has NA finals experience, ton of playoff experience, knows how to work with teams. He has experience with Aphromoo, who, Aphromoo had to have signed off on this deal. He seems to have play a part in all of the signings and roster moves and everything that 100 Thieves does, unless Papa Smithy's kind of ushering in a new era where Aphromoo is going to have to start taking a backseat, which I think would make sense. I think it's crazy how much influence Aphromoo has had over 100 Thieves in the past, and it's been to their detriment largely. But with that being said, he must like Zikz. There must be some synergy there. They must be excited to be reuniting, and I think there is a reason for that. The roster is certainly talented. Just because things didn't work out before doesn't mean they can't work out again. And I think it's a really big move for 100 Thieves, really big move for Zikz. It's awesome he's getting another chance so quickly on another really promising, talented team. He has another chance to win now, right away in NA. I don't think they're going to be a favorite to take down the... I don't think they're going to be a favorite for LCS champions or anything like that in their first split. But the pieces are there to where if Zikz does click with this roster better than he did with the TSM roster, they could do big things right away. Finals appearance, top 3 finish in the LCS, those things are certainly reasonable. And then making it to Worlds, getting 100 Thieves back to Worlds, which is the ultimate goal for an organization like that, a new up-and-coming organization. I think that would be really exciting. I think he's a coach that can certainly get that done. Probably he did good things, he did bad things for 100 Thieves, but I think this move, it's certainly not a downgrade, it's a side grade at best, but it's possibly even an upgrade over Probably. So I think 100 Thieves fans should be excited, and I think if he's able to mesh with this team, then they have a chance to really do great things, so that's awesome. 100 Thieves fans have a lot to be excited about with Papa Smithy coming in, ready to make all these new changes. They've got the head coach that they wanted, they got him, they went after him, and now hopefully they can finish, any last-minute roster tweaks, anything like that, holding on to the pieces that they want, and it could be a really bright 2020 for 100 Thieves. So in the end, Zikz out at TSM, in at 100 Thieves. I think it makes sense for TSM. I think it makes sense for 100 Thieves. I think it makes sense for Zikz. I really think everyone ends up better off here in the end. And I think that is a really exciting move because that's not always the case for moves. Certainly people get the short end of the stick, sometimes end up in a much shittier situation or something. But this one I think really did make sense for all 3 parties, so that's great, and great job to everyone involved with that. But I want to know what your guys' opinions are. Do you think Zikz is going to succeed at 100 Thieves? Do you think TSM is going to be successful with their new head coach and new roster ventures? And do you have anything, that you're excited about, any rumors, anything exciting that you're thinking about for this LCS off season? I would be definitely interested to hear about all of that. But thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you subscribe. You can stay up to date on all my latest content. Ton of LCS videos and news and all this stuff coming your way soon, so don't miss out on any of that. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.